Hey guys, and welcome to the stream. So I hope you can see and hear me loud and clear. Okay, so today we are going to create a template inside of master screen. Right. So someone in our Discord, actually, I think multiple people mentioned a game that is called GURPS or GURPS. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but here it is. So I am going to try and create a template for a GURPS character inside of master screen. I don't know if I will be able to create the whole template in today's stream, but we are going to try. So basically GURPS is a universal system, universal role-playing system where you can play anything you want, from fantasy to like sci-fi, and it's just a system in how you can create your characters, how you can manage different abilities and advantages and disadvantages, and how you roll and how you determine success or failure, and so on. So basically it's like D&D, but not actually D&D, right? So I'm going to take a look at this and create a template. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at what's new in master screen lately. So first of all, if we create an entry, let's call this, let's just keep it a new entry. Okay, and as you can see, we have added a icon over here, and this is called the unique icon. It actually looks like a Twitter verified icon, but whatever, it's yellow, so it's ours. So with this, if you enable this and you go to combat and you add this new entry to combat, and then for example you change this, let's say health, right? And then you go out of combat and go to this entry, and as you can see, health was added. But for example, if you create a non-unique entry without this icon, right, and go to combat and add this non-unique entry, and let's say add a new field called health over here, and it was added, and you go back to your entry, nothing is here, right? So basically the unique entries are persistent through the whole application. So if you change anything inside of combat, they also change it everywhere, right? And non-unique entries exist only inside of combat. So when you change them inside of combat, all the fields that you have changed are only inside of that combat, right? So if you end the combat, all the changes are discarded, and the non-unique entry just stays as it was before, right? Okay, so this is about unique and non-unique entries. The next thing, right, so before this, if you tried, for example, to type anything inside any field, you were not able to press tab, right? So if you wanted to create tabs or like indentation. You needed to just hit space multiple times, so it was indented correctly, but now you can just press tab and everything is correctly tabbed, so you can create nested lists. Okay, for some reason it doesn't work as always, but that's fine. Okay, so actually this was done because of the true site mode. So if you enter true site, you can edit the entry directly. And over here, I think the problem is because we are stripping the tabs, so we are like deleting all the tabs. So yeah, if you edit that in the true site mode, you can just see that the list has proper indentation. You can also, if you turn on the local file sync, right? You can go to your Explorer and use, what was that called? New entry. Okay, and new entry, and open just your regular text editor and change that here as well, right? Yeah, this is about the tab button. Okay. Oh, Safu, hi. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I don't suppose that in Discord will be updated. Can I modify that? Yeah, I'm going to update the templates inside of Discord, so you will have access to that. I just had no time to do that for now, but I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. So yeah. And by the way, about the modifiers, if you want to create like your own template using the modifiers, for example, let's say character template, and you had a field called, let's say, stats, right? And in this stats, you make this a set, and for example, this is str and dex, right? So str and dex, and those are numbers. Right, so for example, okay, let's actually make this a mod, right? So this is the modifier of this. So you can change the default for this and make this, for example, stats str, right? So, and if you reset, this is 10, this is also 10, right? Because the default is applied because you haven't entered anything inside the mod, right? So basically it is 0, but it gets the 10 out of the string, right? So if you want to make this a modifier, you can just use simple math. So for example, what's that in D&D? I believe it's -10, and then you divide by 2, right? Am I right? I think that's right. So yeah, for 10, this is going to be 0. If you go to 12, this is going to be 1. So this is how you can easily like create a modifier for yourself, right? But the issue is, and someone actually mentioned that, I don't know, I can't remember who it was, but you can't enter this inside a field. So like if you change this, you can't enter text. If I'm typing any text, it's just not entered because this is a number field, right? But still, if you want to remove this from default, right, and you can just enter true site and you can change it here. So you just enter this inside the mod and exit true site, and again, this is updated. So like you can't type the text inside of here, but if you go to true site, you can change it anyway. And the same goes like if you change that inside just any text editor, right? Yeah. So this is one of the way to create modifiers. And actually, speaking about modifiers, I have another update that I was working on right now. It's not entirely finished, but I'm going to test it, and I think I will publish this to production tomorrow, or maybe even today if I still have time. But let's delete those and create a new entry. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. That's fine. So changing the size of like the whole set of stats, or what are you asking? So you mean something like dex and str, right? Or even by the way, yeah, okay. So first of all, oh, Mr. Trentus, hi, welcome to the stream. So Safu, to change this size, you can do it in different ways. So let's say you have stats and you have, for example, dex, right? Call it dex, and dex is also a set, right? So and this set contains the score and the, let's call it mod, right? So you have like dex, and then in stats you have, for example, also str, right? Okay, so and this is a set of score and mod, and the str is also a set of score and mod, right? So now you can just click on the stats, and here is the layout field, and it has a edit button, right? So you click on the edit button and you will see the layout. So by default, the layout is one field below the other, right? So you can right click this and add a column, right? You added a column, and you can remove a row. So now this is dex and dex, but we change this by clicking on it and change this to str, and then click edit again, and as you can see, dex is now so this is right now, it is vertically aligned, right? One after the other. And the same goes now if you click on dex, you can also see the edit layout, and now you can edit the layout inside of this set. So for example, I want this also to be a add column and remove row, and this is going to be the score, and this is going to be the modifier, right? So now the score is here and the mod is here. Or if you want to like the mod to take up less space, you can add another 2 columns, so score is going to take like 3/4 of the space, right? So now this is small and this is bigger. So the same for this str, add 3 columns and remove this row and change the last one to a mod, right? So now this looks nice, and you can also like remove. Yeah, right. This is a CSS grid. Basically, under the hood, it just uses a CSS grid. So you can also like remove the titles of this, so it looks nicer. And maybe you want, like, I don't know, you want the fill of the mod be white, right? And the text is going to be black. So like this like this. And yeah, the same goes for this field. Edit template and field white and color black, right? So, and if you want these stats to be even smaller, right, you can just unclick everything, and then you just click the 3 dots icon over here and pick edit template, right? So you are going to edit the whole entry template. And again, here is a layout button over here, and right now it only has stats, but you can add columns, and if you have any other field, for example, health, you can change this to health, and then your stats are really small. Actually, this looks like crap, so yeah, okay, so like this. And this is going to be the health, and this is going to be the stats. I hope that's okay. So, okay, another question. Is there a way to have a default list population inside of a template? With my location templates, I want quick glance section that I population or yeah. Okay, cool. So quick glance section that I have a population. Okay, so list population inside of a template. Okay, let's try this. Let's make this a list. I can't remember. Okay, I think the default is not going to work. If I remember correctly. Yeah, the default is not working. I think the defaults for the lists are not implemented right now, but let me check. Okay, let me actually delete all this. And delete those. Okay, so now list default. I mean, I think it should work like this, but I'm not entirely sure. Yep. Okay, so you can do that inside TrueSite, because right now, like, you can see the default for the lists does not represent how it actually will look like. So the default, I will need to fix that. But to do this, you just create a list. You can just leave this blank. Whoops! Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Okay, that's an interesting issue. Okay. Okay. Nice. Cool. Yeah, so you just create a list, right? And then you go to settings and turn on TrueSite, right? And you find this list in the template section, right? So, and you add like the default field, and just below that, with using a tab, you can just population and rolling figure and orcs, right? Hey, Zero, right. Hi, how are you doing? Nice to have you here. Yeah, so, and you go out of true site and you have like 3 items inside of the list. Okay. Maybe you were on the older version of the app because I have just updated the true site recently, so maybe it was not showing you properly. So can you try that right now and check if your app version is like what, like 111, I believe. Okay, so you have the latest, right? So what do you see if you enter the true site? Can you send a screenshot? Maybe upload it to Imgur. I don't know, just send the link to the screen and I'll take a look. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so the new thing that we have added. So we have, for example, we have a field. Yeah, we have a field. Let's call this test field. Okay, let's remove this one. So we have added a new type, and this type is called modifier. So this is basically like a small effects modifier, but those effects work inside of the entry. So you don't need like to add different items to this entry to make those work. So let me show an example. So for example, we have a field called str, and this field is a number. Let's reset that, and maybe let's center the text and make this 10, right? So now this field, let's call this modifier, right? Okay, so now it is right here. So we have this modifier, and for example, we want this field to change the strength. So we are typing in str, so the name of this field, and then just +1. And just like this, the strength changes to +1, right? So also, you can just use the normal syntax that we are using. So you can open the code tag, and you can do like 9 +1, and this is going to override this, but you can also add a plus at the beginning, so this is going to calculate, and then the result is going to be added to this field. So, and what's cool about this modifier thing, that for example, if I have a list of modifiers, right? So maybe I have like a custom item list, and I want all the items to influence the entry, but I don't want to create the item entries, or I don't want to create the item templates, and I don't want to write all the effects, right? Like we did before. So I just create a list of modifiers. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at that in a second. Okay, so we have a list of modifiers, and we just hit plus, and we go and type strength and +1, right? So this is +1, and then we add another item. For example, this is something like Sword of Justice, and oh, okay, though it's not going to work like that exactly. Okay, give me a sec. So this is actually a set, and this is going to be a details, and this is going to be the modifier actually, and this is going to have the modifier type. Okay. Yeah. And let's edit the layout, add the column, and remove this. And this is going to be the modifier. Okay, so we have details and we have modifier. This is type of modifier, and if we add more, so we have the details, and for example, this is a sword of justice, and we just use this +1, and nothing works. Okay, nice. And that's cool. But why? Oh, okay, I forgot the... Okay, sorry. Yeah, so now this is 10, and that adds 1, and for example, this adds another 5, and this adds another 10, right? So maybe this one subtracts like 5, right? So all these modifiers are calculated after the effects, so you can use the effects and you can use also the modifiers, right? So I'm going to show you on this new template for GURPS that we are going to create, so how this can be used really cool over there. So now let me check the okay, so this is the template. Quick glance. Okay, for some reason your template is a type of entry. It should have the type of template. So your location template uses another template, so that's like not right. So just go ahead and delete the template like section inside of your location template and change the type to a template, and then you should be able to edit that correctly inside of the app. I don't know why it is like that. So yeah, so just better just create a template from scratch and just edit that inside of the app, because I don't know, maybe you have edited like the file itself, and because of that it's not entirely correctly right now. So I'm not sure what was happening over there. So if you actually want, I can just edit that for you after the stream and send you the file. Or you can just try yourself and see how it goes. Oh, okay, sure. Just give me a sec. I'll create a... okay. Yeah, now that's better. So, creating a new template. Let's delete this entry. So you can just click the new entry button over here, right? And here, this is the entry and this is the template. So you select this, right? And for example, you want to call this location template, right? And you click create. And just so you better see that, you can just change the icon. So let's use the door icon, right? So now when you create a new entry, you will have a new tab called personal, and this location template will be over here. So you can use that to create your location. I don't know, and maybe this is a vampire castle, right? Okay, that's interesting. Let me check. Oops. Okay, go again. Right, so location template and true site. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, this should be actually template. Looks like that's a bug, but yeah. So now you want what? You want to have like multiple lists inside of that, or you want one list? Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. That's how we usually find bugs. Yeah, on the stream usually, because off the stream most of the time everything works just perfectly. When I start streaming, everything just breaks. But okay. So if you want like the rulers, so maybe this is going to be a list, right? Or I don't know, this is going to be just text. And maybe you want like secrets, right? And this is also maybe a list, right? So actually that should also work if you keep that as an entry. So it should be working too. So like I said, so you can create those fields, and then you go to the personal tab and create the castle, right? Okay, so actually this looks like that's strange. Okay. Oh, I haven't selected, so right. You need to select this, so that actually works. So as you can see now, the this new entry, let's call this a forest, right? So the castle and the forest, they both use the location template. So you can see here the two fields that we have created. So if I go into location template and for example I change the icon changes on both of those entries, right? And also if I add a new field, let's call this like rumors maybe, and this will be a list also, right? So now if I go into the forest, it has the rumors. If I go into the castle, it also has this field, right? So now you can add anything inside of the entries, but this is not going to affect the template, right? So this is like the best thing about templates, that you create one template and then you change only this template and it applies the changes to all the entries. So if I want, for example, to change this layout, I can add template and layout and add columns, and maybe this is going to be secrets and this is going to be rumors, and remove column, add column and remove row, and this secrets, and this is going to be rumors. So yeah, like this. And again, the entries change according to this template. Yeah. And so if you want to change the default value, okay. If you want to change the default value for this, you can do that inside the true side mode, right? So I can type just any default here, just see that, and go into true site. Okay, that's actually strange. The default is not. It should be. Okay, I think the true site for the template is not displaying the actual template right now. Okay, let me check this. So if we turn on local sync and go to our location template. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so yeah, that's actually another bug. So right now the true site for the template is not displaying the actual template, but it's like displaying the entry that is used by that template. So yes, to fix that, for now you will need to go and turn on local file sync and go into the file, and for example you want to change the secrets default, so secret 1 and secret 2 and secret 3, right? And save this and go out of true site, and yeah, this one we have changed it, so if we reset, it uses the default value that we have provided in the file, right? So if we change this or delete this one and then reset, okay, it should be using the that's strange. Okay, so whatever, if you like add those default to the rumors, right? So you can see they were added right here. So I added that to the list of the bugs that I need to fix after the stream, right? So I will take a look at that tomorrow. Yeah. So now about that template that I wanted to create on live on stream. Yep. Yep, no problem. I think, and I mean, I want them to be fixed too, so I can build the templates just normally, but yeah, it's really hard to find bugs sometimes, especially when you like working on something else the whole day, and it just sometimes it's really hard to test everything, but yeah, that's cool. So about this, right? So I think I had a character sheet here. So basically what do we have here, right? We have okay, the characters. So each character has I think the idea of this is that every character has a total amount of points. So for example, 100 points, right? And those points can be used to increase any stat, right? No, it's not a open source right now, but we are thinking about that. So maybe in the future. Maybe in the future, but I don't know right now. Yeah, right. They actually are. So you have like 100 points for this character, right? And you spend those points to increase your primary attributes, and you spend those points to increase like your advantages or to buy skills. So everything works from those points. So as you can see here, you have the strength, and it uses 10 points per level, right? So you start at 10, I believe, and 10 is like 0, but so this is actually a cool thing. This is a PDF that you can edit. So if you have 10, that's 0 points, but if you have like 11, this costs 10 points, so a total of your character now uses 10 points, right? So if I increase all of this, right, so now the character uses 150 points. And if I understood the rules correctly, because this is actually new for me, I never played that or used that, I just want to create that from scratch, and I'm learning as I go, right? So usually the characters have around 100 points or maybe 150 points, I believe. That's just up for the DM to decide, right? So you can use those points for everything, right? So the strength is 10 points per level, dexterity is 20 points, intelligence also 20 points, health is 10 points, right? So those are the primary attributes for this. And also there are the secondary, right? So they are, I believe this is hit points, right? Yeah, hit points, will, perception, fatigue points, basic speed, basic move. Yeah, and that's all, right? So maybe let's start with those and create a template that is going to work correctly for those, right? So now let's delete all those. And okay, so local sync is on, so we can just back up all the stuff. And let's go ahead. So new template, and let's call this GURPS character. Okay, just GURPS character should be fine. Okay, let's close this and start with the icon. So maybe, oh, and by the way, I have added icon tooltips today. So if you mouse over an icon, you can see how that's called. So you can then use that in TrueSight, or you can use the icons inside the resource to make the resource look like an icon, right? But actually, that's a normal name, I think. Why not? I mean, this is going to be a template, so all the real characters with real name are going to use that. So I think that's fine for a name. So an icon, right? Maybe. And by the way, if you like type in the like item type, this is going to find all the armor for you. So this is easier to find multiple items if you need them. Okay, so we have this helm. Okay, let's use that. So what's next? Maybe we call our main stats, how do we call them? Primary? Okay, yeah, I think primary is okay. Okay, let's keep this like primary. And this is going to be a... Sorry? This is going to be a set, right? So what do we have? We have the strength and yep. Sorry for that. Yeah, I'm into grill, by the way. Hi, nice to see you here. Okay, so about that. So what do we have? We have the primary stats. So let's call this primary. Or maybe let's call this main. So just we have less things to type. And we have the ST, right? We have the dexterity. We have the IQ. And HD. Okay, so all those. And and we also have the points field, and this is like the main field of all those. So let's make this a center text, and this is going to be a number, and let's say by default we have like 100 points, right? And let's reset that. Yeah. So we have those points, and maybe let's center the text, and maybe make this like 25 pixels, right? Or even like this. And now let's edit the template and change the layout. So we have the points here and main here. Okay, this is cool. Maybe also remove the border. You can do that by selecting none over here. So we have the points, and maybe make this, I don't know, green, just for better visibility. So now we have our main attributes, and we have our secondary, or maybe, I don't know, it's just too long to type. Okay, never mind, secondary. So maybe rename this to bit strange. Okay, some strange issue that I can't click on the points, right? Okay. For some reason, this is not clickable. Interesting. Okay, let me try it like this. Feels like an actual Windows bug, but those are also not clickable. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, looks like a Windows bug. Wow, that's nice. That's cool. Unclickable buttons. Wow. As usual, the streamer luck. I can click this, but I can't click nothing that is like higher than everything in here. So that's a really weird issue. I don't know why. Okay, let me just check if I can do anything. Oh wow, okay. That was actually an Explorer bug, so something was blocking all my view. Okay, never mind, sorry for that. So, where were we? Right. Where is my... Yeah, this. Okay, and the character, right. So, HP. This is a set of HP. And also will. And what? And perception and FP. I mean, those names are kind of like everything is different. I don't really like that. Okay, so let's call this hit points, and let's call this actually perception, and let's call this fatigue points. Fatigue. Okay, like this. That should be fine. And again, rename this strength. Dexterity. This was health, yeah. Health. And this was intelligence. Okay, now everything looks a bit better. So I want this to make changes to the total of hit points, right? So, for example, when I change the strength, I want that to subtract like 10 points from our total amount, right? So we can make the strength default to actually that's a number, and let's center it, and this is going to be default to 10, right? And same with this, a number, and this is a number, and this is a number. And let's actually center all the text. Okay, and default 10, default 10, default 10. So now, okay, so now I see that actually this should be a set with the actual score, right? And the modifier. So the score is going to have the actual number, and the modifier is going to subtract the number amount from the points, right? So this is going to be the new modifier field. And by default, and this is going to be like this. So let's call, actually, let me just rename. Oh, okay, not like that. Okay, do around this. And let me rename the, okay, let's rename this. This is going to be our primary, right? Yep, primary. And the strength is going to be a set. This is going to be score. And this is going to be the modifier. And now we change the layout. So add a few columns, and the modifier is going to be here, and remove this row, right? Okay, and this is a number, and this is a modifier. And now let me just copy that, because it's right now it's easier to copy just using the file, right? So I copy all this that I have created for strength, and just paste it here, right? So if we save that, yep, all should be fine. And just let's change the alignment again, and now maybe remove all the labels. And also right here. Sorry, what's case sensitive? Like the field names, you mean? If you mean field names, yeah, they are. So, like primary and primary from a small arrow should be different fields, I believe. Okay, so this is the primary, and let's actually change the default again. Okay. And maybe, just in case, let's create a backup of this. Okay. So now this, if we oh, okay, sorry, edit template, not for that. I changed the wrong default field. Okay, so now this modifier, right? So this is our points field, right? So this modifier is going to change the points to be what? To be our primary st. Okay, but for some reason this is again, okay, this has changed again. Wow. Okay, strength, dexterity, intelligence, health. Okay. So, what do we change this? Points minus primary strength, and this minus 10, and then what? Like multiplied by 10, I believe. Okay, minus 100 primary strength minus 10, so this is going to be 0, but this is probably, okay, this is a number and the default. What if we do it like this? Minus 100 primary strength minus 10, so this should give us like 0 right now. Let's change it. Strength minus 10 and oh, okay. So I forgot this, I think. Okay, this is a typo. Strength, primary strength minus 10. Okay, this should work, but it does not for some reason. Okay, 0. Wow. Primary strength. What if like minus 100? Wow. And that is strange. Okay, let me check it inside the file. So, okay, maybe change the default for the mod. Default primary strength and -10, right? So this and minus this. Oh, and right, and the points. Okay, so like this. Okay. It looks like now it works correctly, but just it does not render over here, but that's fine because it's in the default. Okay, so now let's copy this default to every mod inside this, and actually -10, and then times 10, right? Yeah. So okay, so this should be dexterity, and for intelligence it's intelligence, and for health it is health, and I believe for dexterity it's times 20, and for this is, yeah, the same. Okay. I'm just not sure why this is not working right. So the idea is to like take the strength and subtract and like subtract 10 and multiply by 10, and then subtract this from the points, right? So when we add more than 10, we can just calculate that correctly, but it just subtracts like too much. That's strange. default and points. Okay, let's just try any field. Let's just create another template. Okay, field A, field B, and this is going to be a modifier, and this is going to be a number. And so this will be what? And actually type C. Okay, this is going to be a number too. So what? This will set field B to be C times 10, and then times 10. Oops. Okay. Interesting. Let's reset this. Okay. So 10 minus 10 makes minus 10 and times. Okay, this looks correctly. And now minus. Okay, now it doesn't work. Okay. I see. So for some reason it does not subtract correctly. And if we go like this, it's the same. So okay. And if we remove this, okay, so now it correctly does the minus. So maybe the like times 10 was the issue, or wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Okay, so maybe this was the issue, right? So also looks like it wasn't. That's strange. C minus 10. So if this is going to be 10, and this is going to be 100. Okay, now it looks like this works correctly. So if I copy this and again go to the character and actually go to the notepad. But that's basically the same, right? Or is it? Okay. Wow. Oh, okay, sorry. Like this. Okay. Minus 10 and times 10. Okay, maybe we can change this to a plus. And maybe like this. So points plus strength minus 10 and times 10. It should be fine. But why is that 100? I don't know. And this is a number, right? And this use the default. Okay. -1. Points -1. Okay. Okay. Now that works fine, but if we go like... Okay, let's actually make this -0. Okay. And now if we go primary strength, Okay, it looks like maybe this is a bug with template, or maybe with the template creation itself, because what if we just create a field and call this A and make it a number and make it 10, right? So primary strength, so points is going to be equal to A 10. Okay, but the points do not change. Plus interesting. So maybe plus A. Okay, also not. Strange, strange, strange. Should work, but for some reason it doesn't. Okay. What if we create a entry and do it like that? Primary set strength is a set of 4, and mod is a modifier, score is a number, and points is a number 2. Okay, Let's make this 100. And what if this is 10? So, and just add the field. Maybe make this field 10. So now we want like points to be A. Okay, this works. What if we want plus A? Okay, this works too. Okay, now if we want to minus primary, oh, okay, I think I know what's the issue here. Okay, so I forgot the score because it was this 10 is actually has the score name, but I forgot to add that. Cool. Nice. So now this should be working fine. Okay, that's 0. Cool. That's minus 80. Maybe. Yeah. Minus 10. Okay, let's keep it just like 10 and paste it here. Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. Dexterity and intelligence and health. Okay, so now if I change this to 11, this should be, oh, okay, points. Cool. Points minus 0. Okay, it seems like minus 0 does not work correctly for some reason. Minus 0. Interesting. Okay, so if we change this to 11 and change this and change this, okay. Not working again. Cool. Okay, so the defaults. Let's try it like this. So we can close this and open it again. And maybe points. Okay. Intelligence. And this is health. And what did we forget? Oh, okay. The default or the strength, and right here it is actually dexterity, and save this. Okay, now reset all those and reset this, and still not working. Okay, let's go back to our test. So B equals A. Okay, on this one. Okay, this one. Primary strength score minus 10, right? And then we multiply this by 10. Okay. but if we change it, it changes. Okay, so what's the issue in that one? Okay. Okay. Dexterity. So it looks like it does not calculate correctly when there are multiple mods, but it actually should be. Interesting. So if I like change this to 1 and change this, so now it works, but now it doesn't. Okay. That's actually pretty interesting. So it looks like not all the modifiers are correctly calculated, and if we have multiple of those, they are not stacking correctly, right? So what can we do? Okay, so maybe how about we have for example, calculator field, and this is going to be a modifier, and this one will set the points to be minus all this stuff, right? So are those calculated as an array? I mean, they should be like added together, but I think because we have like multiple references to the field values, they are not added correctly. I think it might be a bug, because it works just fine if there is a like one value, but if there are multiple, it's not added correctly, right? So I mean, if I do points -1, it's just fine. If I do this, it's just fine too. But if we have like a reference, so if we make this a number and make this 5, right? So points, and let's reference the secondary, so maybe like minus secondary, right? And immediately it just fails. Okay. So if I just use minus secondary and minus secondary again, it fails. But if this is like anything, this works correctly, right? So what I'm going to do is use this calculator, right? And make it like this. So primary rank 4 minus 10 and multiplied by 10. This is going to be minus and minus all those, so like this. Minus 10 minus 10. Okay. Oh, okay. So and like this. Okay. Okay, it looks like right now it is working correctly. So if we go ahead and do this and this should be, and now change this to 11, this to 11. Okay. Whew. Wow. Okay, that was the points below the primary attributes. Not sure, what do you mean? Health, strength, dexterity, intelligence, minus 10. Okay. So if we do like this and this and this, okay. It looks like right now it works correctly, although it's not displaying the value correctly here, but okay. So let's change those again to 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and so this is 100, so now it is correctly. And now actually let's remove this column from the file because we are using this calculator. So go into the file, and remove this mod and also the layout. The mod and the layout, the mod and the layout, and like this. Okay, so now it looks like this. So let's go back to the chart sheet. So maybe let's change the layout of this. Make this 4 columns: dexterity, intelligence, health. Okay, so this is cool. And now for the secondary. Again, what was that? It was hit points. Hit points will. This is a set. Hit points will. Perception. Fatigue. And basic speed and basic move. I think we are going to make those basic speed and basic move into a different set, and we keep those 4 like this. So now we need to, I think, this all these are numbers. So let's change that, and let's change the text to be centered. Okay, sorry, this is a number 2. And let's edit the layout, add some columns, remove some rows, wheel, perception, fatigue. Okay, cool. So maybe let's add a double border, a 5 pixel weight. Okay, that's cool. And also, what else? Maybe we should change them to be like, to look like the original char sheet, maybe. Okay, I mean, we can try that. So edit template, and this is going to be a primary and secondary, and add column. Primary, secondary, and all this just any field. Okay, but now change the layout of this. Oops. Okay. Okay. And also change this layout. Hit points, will, perception, and fatigue, and just whatever. The calculator just centered. Okay, now it looks a little bit more as the original template. Actually, let's make... Okay, so the points take all this. Let's make them take this, and this is going to be again primary and secondary, and those are the points. Okay, a little bit better. Cool. So what's next? Oh, and also I believe that the dexterity is actually times 20, and this health is actually times 22. So if we increase this by 1, this should be 80. Okay, this right now this is fine. So now based on this we have the hit points, right? So you have hit points equal to your strength, so those are just going to be equal, right? So quality is easy. We just go into the default and make this primary strength, right? Oh, and 4. Okay, so those are the same right now. Okay, cool. Now will is equal to IQ. Okay, so let's copy this, go into will, and change the intelligence. Okay, so those are equal to, cool. Perception. Okay, that's also equal to intelligence. Okay, so just copy this, go into perception, into default, and this is 11 too. And fatigue points, you have fatigue points equal to your hit health. Okay, so let's go into this and change to health. Okay, so if we change this, okay, nice. So maybe what is going our character to be? So maybe this is a mage or maybe a warrior, I don't know. So maybe he has really low strength, like 7. And because of this, we have more points to work with. And maybe his dexterity is like also not so great, 7, but the intelligence is really high, and health is also not so great. So let's make it 9 and actually make this 6. Okay, so cool. What next? Basic speed. Okay, let's add that. So maybe basic speed. This will be a number. And a perceptive mage, right? I mean, yeah, 15 perception is a lot, I guess. I mean, I don't know. In this system, is 15 a lot or is it not? I'm not sure. So your basic speed. To calculate basic speed, add your health and dex together and then divide the total by 4. Okay, so default. Primary. Dexterity score plus what? And health. Okay. Score plus primary score and what? And divided by 4, right? Okay, so HG and DX together and then divide the total by 4. Okay. 9. Seems like a lot. HG and DX. Okay, so we have 9 plus 7 and divide by 4. I think it should be 4. So 9 plus 7 is 16 and divide by 4 it should be 4. Well, let's check it again. Right here into our character. So we have what? We have the basic speed. Primary dexterity score and primary health score. Should be fine, but it's not. Let's try it like this. Just the health. Okay, health 9 divided by 4. I mean, it rounds up, I guess. Or what does it do? Okay, it rounds down. Okay, 16. 9 plus 7. 16 divided by 4. It should be 4. Maybe and does this. Okay, yeah. So I just needed to add the parentheses, but okay. So it first did the division and then it did the addition. Okay, so that's actually my bad. Cool. So basic speed is 4. And dodge. Your dodge defense equals basic speed plus 3. Yes. Yeah, right. The order of operation. That was not right, but now it is. Okay, so dodge is basic speed plus 3. Okay. So dodge. This is going to be a number, and this is going to be basic speed plus 3. Okay. Basic speed plus 3. Reset. Okay, 7. Nice. Cool. Center. So this is the dodge, and we have basic move. Basic move starts out equal to basic speed less any fractions. So okay, master screen calculates everything without. Okay, yeah, the chat delay, yeah, right. A little bit too late, but that's fine. So basic move is going to be equal to basic speed. Okay. Basic move. And this will be a number, and basic speed just equal reset 4. Cool. That was easy. So how do we set them up? Okay, so let's make this edit template, edit layout, add a row. So this will be basic speed, then dodge, and then basic move, or rather basic move and then dodge. And okay, just make this dodge too. Okay, so basic speed, basic move, dodge. Points over here, but we may change that later. So okay, this looks fine. What else? Image and looks, appearance. Okay, so it seems that your appearance is influencing your... Okay, if you are attractive, you have like +1 on reaction rolls, and it costs 4 points. Wow, okay. That's interesting. If you are handsome, This gives +4 on reaction rolls made by those attracted to members of your sex, +2 from everyone else. Wow. And it costs 12 points. Okay, so how do we do that? You can also be ugly. -8 points. And this gives you -2 on reaction rolls. Wow, okay. Interesting. So, let's call this what? Let's call this appearance. Appearance. And this, okay, it looks like this has some text and also has some modifiers, right? So, but modifiers are not working correctly right now. I mean, we can try if this is going to be a set of mod and details, and this mod is going to be the modifier. I believe this is not going to work, but I think we need to make a backup for all this inside here. Okay, so let's change the layout, make this add column and remove row, and this is details, and add 2 more columns. Okay, so this mod, so for example, if you are ugly, cool, so maybe this character is going to be ugly. So and this gives -8. Okay, so maybe make this bold, for example. And so this mod, yeah, an ugly super perceptive mage. I mean, like any mage is like that, or is it? Maybe it's not. Okay, so this needs to modify our points, right? So again, points -8. Yay, does not work. Okay, cool. What if we plus -8? The same. Okay, this does not work. I wonder why. Let me just quickly check the code for this. I think okay, this maybe because we do it like this and then we do this. Okay, seems like that is not going to be an easy fix, so let's use our calculator field for that. So we will just subtract the appearance right? So if this is 8, this is subtracted, and this is -8, we have it added, right? So this is just 8. Cool. So we center it, and that's fine for the appearance, I think. Cool. What's next? Charisma. Voice. Wow, this system is actually pretty interesting. Wealth. Advantage lists. Okay. So image and looks. Charisma, personal habits, and voice. Okay, and it costs 10 points. Yeah, I mean, it sometimes gives you points, but I mean, this minus is actually giving points, right? Because this is like the cost. So like negative cost means it gives you points actually, right? And this subtract points. So I'm just thinking about how to actually do this correctly. So there is charisma, 5 points per level. Okay, so let's just do that. Yeah. Charisma. So this is also going to be a set. And 5 points per level. So like this is going to be the level, maybe a number level, and this is going to be the mod. Oops. Mod, right? Just a number, and change the layout, add column, remove this row, and this is mod, and add column, right? And also center the text. Okay, so a level is what? You have a natural ability to impress and lead others. Each level gives you +1 on all reaction rolls made by sapient beings. Okay. So it looks like it's just 5 points per level. There is no like minimum or maximum level, I think. So anyway, let's make the minimum like 0. And the maximum like 10. So, and yeah, so, and the mod is going to be equal what? 5 points per level, right? So charisma level 5, right? And if we change this to 1, this is going to be 5. And now we go to our calculator again and use what? Use charisma point mod. Boop. 157. And if we change level 2, 52. Cool. Okay. So this is done. What next? Personal habits. For specify. Constant bad puns. Okay, that sounds really bad. -2 to reaction. Worth -10. Okay, and -15 habits are just in our imagination. Okay, cool. So, like, Okay. So we call this audio's habits, right? And this is going to be a set of details and mod, right? So this is going to be text and mod will be a number again. Let's enter this and let's change the layout and remove this and change this. Okay. So, okay, for example, like this. Let's say our mage is going to really stink or scratch. Okay, constant scratching. Okay, so and that's -5 piece, so he's going to scratch a lot. So this will be like -5. Okay, and again calculator minus the habits dot mod. Okay, it just added 5 to our points. Cool. So this is also done. Yep, body odor for the win. And voice. Okay, so what does this actually mean? So like you need to like buy a better voice for 10 points, and if you have that you have +2 for any skill that depends on speaking, right? So by default you have like the normal voice, but you can buy a better voice for 10 points. Okay. That's interesting. But sure. Voice. Again, a set of details and mod, and change this, add column, remove row, make this mod, exit, mod like -10, or I mean just 10, right? and align center. Maybe remove this. Okay. So this is the voice. Okay, and it looks like those could be grouped together, I think, right? So appearance, charisma, habits. I mean, it looks like they like belong together. So I think we change the template and the layout and what, add some rows, and we remove the calculator and put it right here, and this is going to be our appearance. Yeah, this is going to be the calculator. Okay, so appearance, charisma, right? Habits and voice. Doesn't look too good, but yeah, right. A super cool voice mage that scratches all the time and is super perceptive. I mean, that's a cool character. I would play one. Sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, so what else? I mean, maybe not for a GM, but like in terms of role playing, you should be scratching all the time, I think, and you should be stinking all the time. I mean, that's not that easy to do, I guess. Okay, what do we have next? We have the technology level. So -5 points if you are below the campaign technology level. Okay, and language. There are 4 comprehension levels, so none is 0 points. Oh, and okay, and for language you have points for written and points for spoken. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's add the technology level. Oops. And really, what's bad about all this is that we need to like put the mod over here, and then we need to put it also inside of our calculator right here, right? So it would be much easier if this field would change this immediately, and this actually what I was trying to do with the like modifier. But as you have seen, it doesn't work right now, so I'm going to fix that tomorrow. Yeah, but technology level. Okay, so this is going to be a set of details, and again a mod, and change the layout. Remove row, change this to mod. Cool. This is going to be a number. So let's say our details. Sorry, this is going to be the level, right? Okay. Level. The level is going to be a number, and maybe our like the campaign technology level is going to be 2 or 3. Okay, so yeah, on average it's 8, I think. Okay, let's make this just 5. 5 seems okay. And so 5 is going to be the base level, right? So the default is going to be 5. And the mod is going to be like 5, or rather like technology level -5, I think. And this is going to be multiplied by 5. This needs to go like this. Okay. Oops. Damn it. I just deleted the field. Okay. So again, technology level -5 and multiplied by 5. Do I find it that it alleviates some stress from the GM? I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, you will have the numbers at the end, and the GM should remember the numbers anyway. It's like a lot of numbers, and probably the hardest thing is the character creation, because you need to keep track of all those, especially if you like just pen and paper. But I mean, those are just numbers, and I think the stress level is the same in comparison to D&D, because you still need to know everything about your player, and you are still most likely you are going to forget something about them, and only they can remember everything, I think, or even they are not going to remember all the things. Yeah, so remembering everything as a GM is hard. I think this system is not going to help to do that, in my opinion. Well, I mean, we should ask someone that played this. Maybe it is easier in some ways. I actually like the point system. It's really interesting because the really cool thing is that you can subtract from the points, like making your dexterity lower than 10, and it gives you additional points. So I really like this because from the roleplay perspective, like when you create a mage, most likely he is going to be like really nimble, so like not too masculine, and he is not going to have a lot of dexterity and not a lot of strength. And because of that, it's cool that subtracting from those gives you more points to play with and to like buy more abilities and other advantages. I think this part of this system is really cool. Oh, you mean that? So the points don't affect the numbers. I mean, maybe that's easier in that regard. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, in D&D, there's less like personality stuff that affects the actual stats of the character, right? So yeah, like making your appearance, you need to remember that your appearance like influences your rolls. That could be a hard thing to track correctly when you roll everything. So yeah, that you're right in that regard. Okay, so let's add this to our trusty calculator. Boom. Technology level. But no. Cool. Okay, but this is not right, I think. Technology level -5. So that should be 0. Technology level -5 times 5. Oh, okay. As usual, I forgot the level. Okay, now this is correctly. So if I have like 6 in technology, so this is 5, so this subtracts from there. And if I have 4, does anything change? Yeah, it does. Okay. So 5, 155, 57, 67. Okay, cool. Language. Okay, so it looks like you can have multiple languages. So this is like a list of languages, and you have different levels of each language. So probably this will be a list. Okay, but how are we going to do the mods? Okay, so this is probably not doable right now, and this is why I was creating mods in the first place, because if we make this a list of a set, and this set, for example, is going to have a mod, and the language name, right? And if we add something, so this mod, it can't influence the points directly. And if we do this using our calculator, we will need to add every single item from those languages into this calculator, right? Because those are not one single field like this. Those are like multiple fields with multiple mods. So every single one needs to be added into the calculator for this to work. So I think what I'm going to do is to fix this tomorrow and continue on this. Yep, thank you for being here. So see you later. I was about just to finish the stream anyway, so yeah. Thanks. Good night. Bye. So yeah, I'm going to finish it right here and continue on this maybe on Tuesday, I think, or maybe on Friday. Just as I finish this and fix the mod issue, I'm going to go back to this and finish up this character sheet. Yep. So thanks everyone for being here today. Sorry for the issues that we had, but yeah, that's the development life, I guess. Sometimes you get bugs and sometimes you get them on the stream. So yeah, those things happen. Thank you everyone, and I see you next time. Bye.